Hi, in the snapshot that released yesterday, 20W45A, copper was added. This is the copper ore. It's got kind of the oxidized copper, the greenish blue next to the regular orangey color. And the ore will generate anywhere in the overworld from Y0 to 63. But that's just the current generation. It's not final, so it might change at some point. To mine it, you need a stone pickaxe or higher. And let's get in survival. Mine's at the same speed as iron, I believe. Copper smelting speed. So here I've got a little machine rigged up that has an ore in the top, a furnace with fuel, and a hopper. So when I flip this switch, the light will turn off, and that'll depower these hoppers so that they can put the ore down in the furnace and it'll smelt. And then this will detect when it gets put into the hopper. So you can see if there's any difference, which there isn't. But, yep, I believe it takes 8 seconds, just like iron does. Yep. Same speed. You can also smelt copper in a blast furnace. This is the same setup as that one, just with a blast furnace instead. And over here we have a regular copper, just to show the difference in speed. This should take 4 seconds. This should take 8. So that one's already on, and that one's on. Currently, there are only 3 recipes for copper ingots. The first one is a copper block, which just requires 9 ingots like any other standard block, and then you have your block. You can also decraft it back into ingots. The next recipe requires 3 ingots stacked on top of each other, anywhere in the table as long as they're stacked vertically, and that will get you the lightning rod. We will talk about this more later on. And last is this, the Spyglass. It's also vertical and you can put it anywhere in the crafting table. We'll also talk about this later in the video. There are just a few recipes for copper blocks. If you take copper blocks and you put them in a 2x2 grid, or 2 like this, you'll get cut copper. Now this looks like that. It's kind of like a brick pattern, while this is more of like a iron kind of metal plate. So then if you take any of these cut variants that have aged as well, you can turn them into stairs or slabs. Also works for any of the stages, like I said. Here are all the different types of copper blocks. The bottom ones are the plain copper that has not aged, and then the rest above them are all the different stages of aging, and the top one is the last stage. There are also slabs and stairs of the cut variant. It takes 16 hours to 27 hours for it to progress one stage. That's 50 to 82 in-game days, depending on if it's really quick or really slow. Back to these other items. Lightning rod. You can place the lightning rod down vertical or horizontal, and you can put multiples of them together in a row. And I don't think that'll do anything. It's probably just decoration, so you can use them in railings or whatever. When you place a lightning rod down, it will redirect all lightning strikes in an area of 4x16 blocks of the top of the lightning rod block, the little bit there. It will prevent flammable structures from being struck in a storm and lighting on fire, and it also emits a redstone pulse when struck by lightning. Now, the final item that is crafted with copper ingots is the Spyglass. You just right-click and hold. If you just tap right-click, it'll just go back out like this, but you have to hold to actually look, and it'll zoom in on stuff. I like the vignette kind of, but I wish it was kind of smoother. That might not be possible, but I think it would look a lot nicer if it was smoothed out. Like the edges, they're kind of jagged. But if you don't want the vignette at all and you want to see well, you can just hit F1 and you can see everything. It's just zoomed in now. Also, I think it looks really nice how it just kind of slides in. Something interesting about the Spyglass is you can actually use it in your offhand. So say you're holding a sword. You can be walking around with your sword, and then you want to look at something farther away, you can just use your Spyglass in the other hand. Well, I hope you learned something new about the copper from Snapshot 20W45A in this video, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.